Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I did a video, and I wrote some notes about the E3 stuff that I wanted to talk about. But I'm not gonna talk about all of it. I'm just gonna briefly talk about the games that I actually were interested in. Everything else you can go look at other people's opinions, and you can see the video for yourself if you want. And I know I'm kind of late with it, but it's not gonna be in any particular order. I'm just gonna name them out. What I was kind of interested in. Some of the Nintendo stuff. Uh, the Yoshi's Wally World. Of course, that game is gonna be decent, but there's a lot. They showed that last year, so it wasn't really a big deal. And then they showed some Japanese game that was called Yoko Watch or something, which I heard was more like Pokemon, but slightly different. Had more of a the their demon uh, like what Japanese believe about demons and stuff like that. Their history about that. So it kind of seemed kind of cool. Didn't see so much footage of it, so I can't really say, but that's what I heard. And then they had the Mario Luigi Paper Jam, which is basically Paper Mario and the Mario RPG all put together, which sounds pretty cool. That was a really good thing. Then of course Super Mario Maker, that looks like a really good game, but is it going to be a $60 purchase? It's probably is, but because there's going to be a lot of gameplay, obviously for people making levels, that's going to be the most interesting thing about people making levels. Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm not a huge Kingdom Hearts fan because personally I've never played any of them. But eventually I will probably because I mean they're RPGs and I heard good things. But the Kingdom Hearts from the footage that I did see, it did look really good. They did some work on that one. Um, Next one is Star Ocean 5, which I did play the first two Star Oceans and I never beat them, but they were decent games and kind of interested me in that. Like I said, this is not going to be in any particular. I just wrote them randomly. Star Fox Zero looked good, of course, but the graphics wasn't great, and that kind of disappointed me. It didn't seem. It seemed like I was watching the old Star Fox, like from Super NES, or I believe there was one on the N64. Just it didn't seem like they did anything to make it more up to date. Um, what else? There was what else did I want to talk about? There was Fire Emblem, which of course I'm a huge RPG fan, strategy in particular, strategy RPGs. So that was I know I always liked Fire Emblem. I've only played the one that was on the Game Boy Advance, and I had access to other ones, but I just didn't never actually played them. Then they have Xenoblades. I still haven't played the first one, but I'm interested in that because, of course, it's an RPG. Um, Animal Crossing. I just want to say Animal Crossing. I was a big fan of it on the GameCube. Not so much now. It's not attracting. I don't know. I'm a different gamer now. It's just not attracting me to it. Uh, then I have let's see here. Battlefront. Battlefront was also pretty good looking. Of course, it kind of reminded me of the Frostbite engine because it was working on the Frostbite engine. So that was a good thing. What else was there? There was that spin-off. There's another spin-off of Assassin's Creed. Besides the Assassin's Creed that's coming out, there was a Thief's End. I believe that's an Assassin's Creed game. Sure, or I might be wrong. I'm sorry if I am. Uh, or just in the game that I just wrote down. I don't know why I wrote that down, but sorry. um, the new Nier game looks good. I'm a huge fan of the Nier games. Anyone that hasn't played it, go get it right now. I heard that the Xbox 360 version is different from the PS3 version. I'm not sure about that, but that's what I heard. It just has a slightly different story arc to it, and but the gameplay was amazing. If you like uh, Dynasty Warrior or Genshi or any or Yakuza, you like any of those type of games, then you're probably gonna like Nier. But the Nier added so much more gameplay. They had some farming sim to it. Uh, it had a very decent story to it, and it also was the music was very memorable. You just have to play for the music alone. I could just leave the game on just to listen to the music. Then they talked about. I mean, and then I saw some footage of Lara Croft Gold and Hitman Gold for the mobile devices. Seems cool enough. Final Fantasy remake. I can tell you right now, I'm in my mid 30s, and I grew up when Final Fantasy VII came out. I actually bought a PlayStation for Final Fantasy VII. Uh, I didn't actually beat it because this I got to the second disc, and then once I got to the second disc, I needed money, so I had to sell a lot of my consoles at that time. I needed the money, um, but mm, it was a memorable game for what I played about it, and I'm glad that there's a remake actually coming out. We A lot of people have been waiting for that, so I'm pretty glad about that. And then they had some another Kingdom Hearts game that was Unchained on the phone as well that I was kind of interested in, um, but that's all I have to say about that stuff. And then they had a game called Free Watch, which did look pretty interesting. The graphics and just the concept alone kind of intrigued me. Um, what else? Shenmue 3. I'm a huge fan of the first. I beat it. Uh, One of the best games I've ever played in my life. Um, and if I had a top 20, it would be on that list. Um, it was it just made you feel like you were an RPG. And again, if you like those Yakuza or anything, it had that similar feel to it, but it was more Japanese, if that makes sense. And that's why I'm pretty happy about the Shenmue 3. I didn't get to play the second one, but I hope that the third one has some insight of what happened in the second one, and or we can get a collection with the first two, which will be nice eventually. Um, Briefly, I want to talk about Project M and Halo Lens, which Xbox showed on it, which was very impressive. I see where they're trying to go with this in the future. We'll see how it plays out. We won't know until it does. And then the PlayStation View did talk about that you could subscribe to any channel individually, which was actually pretty big news. Um, then what else? Let's see, what else did I? Oh, the Rare Collection, 30 games for $30. That's such a huge deal. That is another one that was just like wow. I was amazed. Um, and what else? What else? What else we got here? Uh, Last Guardian. I want to talk briefly about Last Guardian. Last Guardian, yeah, it looks decent. The atmosphere is basically alone the reason to buy the game. Some people might get bored easy about the game, but I think that did look promising. Horizon Zero Dawn, which from Guerrilla Games, looked pretty cool. Um, I just it looked decent. I mean, I played Killzone 2 for quite a bit when I had it, and then I played some of the Killzone 3 as well. So I did enjoy those games. But this might be good. I have to see. Street Fighter 5. I'm a huge fighter fan, so kind of intrigued me. But I gotta see more, and I heard Birdie's back, so whatever. No More Skies. He looks like a huge game you can get lost in, and let's move back. Let's move on. Trackmania looked pretty cool. It reminded me of old racing games. Assassin's Creed Syndicate kind of interested me as well. Let's move on. Let's move on. Recon, or I believe that's a new IP for the Xbox. Then Cuphead looked pretty cool. Tacoma looked cool for the Xbox. Dan Mirror's Edge, Callus also looked amazing. There was some Tom Clancy games that I kind of had some interesting, but I'm not gonna talk about them too long because then that will just make the video longer. Then there was a game called Elder Scrolls card game, strategy card game. I'm kind of into those games now, so that was kind of cool. Of course, Fallout Shelter for the mobile device kind of intrigued me, and of course the new Mass Effect game is gonna come out, Andromeda, and because I'm getting it to be a fan of these Mass Effect games, and that's about it. That's all I really want to talk about. Uh, I know I breached through a lot of stuff that was on there. I think Nintendo did the worst out of all the major conferences. Who did the best? It's a toss up between Microsoft and Sony. I mean, Sony had the wow factor, and it came out kind of swinging. But I think overall, Microsoft did better because they just gave me a reason to want to purchase the console now. I mean, before I was gonna like buy Xbox 360 and play the games that I wanted there, the exclusives, but now I can maybe play those exclusives on the Xbox One. I gotta do more research on that, but it's like I'm leaning towards getting an Xbox One, but doesn't I did oh I didn't talk about Uncharted 4. Of course, I'm a huge Uncharted 4 fan, but you know it's Uncharted 4. It's more of the same. So it's not some rocket science when it comes to that. But the story is always good and the platforming is always good. So I'm looking forward to that game. And of course, a PS4. I have to get a PS4 for that. Um, but if you do, I just want to wrap that up. So that was my opinions about all that. But if you want to follow me on my blog, I do write a blog about making money online. You're not gonna get rich, but you will be able to buy some games, maybe save you some pocket in your, save you some money. Check out my blog. It's in written form. If you like to read some, you have to read. Obviously, uh, it's good to read. I don't know what to say about that, but unfortunately, I don't have. I can't make videos past 15 minutes now because um, I lost kind of a few of my subscribers, and I see that as a bad thing, but it just makes me feel like making more videos. To be honest with you, to see maybe I was slacking on the videos. I understand, but you gotta do what you gotta do in life to because life comes first. Obviously, YouTube comes. I don't know if it comes second, but it comes somewhere in my priorities, but it's not a very important priority. Besides that, thumbs it up, share this video if you enjoy what I'm doing. I know I haven't, like I said, I haven't been doing many videos lately, but I will try to do it as much as I can. And the next video will probably be more about financial advice. I mean, I probably won't be I'm not going to be sitting here and being honest, oh, I'm the best person to teach people about financial advice, but I'm trying to become more aware of what I do with my money and my income, and I'm trying to help people out in the same vein, because I know how it feels when you're dead broke. So, but you can't be if you really want to not be broke, you have to just actually do something about it. So that's what I'm trying to, which I hope I will succeed in, and that's about it, guys. I'll see you guys later.